Hey guys, I think I may have just found the ultimate hack for cultivating infinite self-confidence. Now, hear me out. Whether you're applying for a new job and you have to go through the interview process, whether you're going on a first date, whether you're showing up on camera, on stages, literally anything that requires a level of self-confidence from you, even like going up to people, like in a crowd, talking to new people, making new friends, like all of these things, a lot of things in life require us to have some level of self-confidence where we're able to just show up and to be ourselves and just show up as the most confident versions of ourselves. So the method that I'm referring to is called the alter ego method. I'm going to break it down in this video so that you too can cultivate this hack that I learned from a book, which I will share all about it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hey soul family, welcome to the channel. I'm Rahaza, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It is such a blessing to have you here on the channel with me today. Now, if you are looking for a coach, a mentor, a friend to just keep you accountable and keep in your back pocket, then I invite you to check out my one-on-one coaching options, which I will list in the description down below. If you're interested on topics like manifestation, spirituality, self-development, ancient esoteric knowledge and wisdom such as Kabbalah, then you're definitely going to want to subscribe below so you do not miss an upload and you join the family, okay? You are always welcome here. This is a safe space for all and really just a place where I can express anything that I'm passionate about, that I feel like has benefited my life and can benefit yours as well. And that is exactly what this video today is all about. When I heard this confidence hack, I'm like, you know what? My YouTube family needs to know this because I feel like this is going to be huge for me even. You know, I have my own channel. I want to speak on stages one day. Like, confidence is something that I'm always working on developing more and more of so that I can just be free to feel like myself, my best self, and also have like a character, because in a way, Rahaza, the Rahaza that I show up as on camera, it's kind of like a character. It's like a persona that I turn on to be able to talk to the camera in this like leadership teacher position role, because, you know, in my day-to-day life, yeah, I am the same way, but it's like Rahaza is just like turning on a new entity. It's like really tuning into the highest version of myself because I want to show up for you in that energy. I want to show up in my best, most confident energy that I can. And I found myself kind of having some resistance to that, like showing up just authentically myself, because I didn't have what I'm about to share with you. So I want to dive right into it. The concept of this alter ego method is something I got from a book I'm reading right now by actually a fellow YouTuber. His name is Ali Abdel, I think. Let me double check on that. Yes, Ali Abdel. So he wrote the book called Feel Good Productivity. I have it in the other room. I just don't feel like getting it right now, but it was a fire book. I'm like almost done it. But he gives a lot of practical tips and advice on how to be more productive in your life, how to really do the things that you want to do. Like, for example, this YouTube channel, I freaking love it, right? But I have certain resistances to showing up, and it's something I'm currently walking myself through and moving myself through. But one of the big premises of this book is like, to be more productive, we think we need to work harder, we need to do more, we need to have more discipline. But he actually breaks down how the real way that we can be the most productive versions of ourselves and really produce quality work and more work is, I mean, he gives a ton of tips in his book. It's really great. I recommend it if you're a productivity nerd like myself. But he tells you how important it is to actually love what you're doing. One of these tips that he gives to really cultivate a deep sense of confidence is this idea of turning on your confidence through the alter ego method. So this is a method that Adele used. Everyone knows Adele. So the idea of the alter ego method is that you can be whoever you want to be. So I want to share this with you by providing personal examples, because I think that that's really the best way that you can, you know, see how it resonates with you and how you can apply it to your own life. But for example, my name is Racheli. It's not actually Rahaza, but Rahaza is like my online persona. So when I want to get into Rahaza mode, I want to get into this like teacher mode where I'm able to express myself and be my fullest expression and just chat with you guys, right? Like right now, I'm talking to a camera, right? There's no one in front of me. It's a little bit harder to be your authentic self when you feel like there's no one around to perceive you. And of course, I know on some level, like this video will be perceived, people will hear my message, like it's going out into the ethers. But when you're sitting down by a camera, like talking to yourself, it doesn't feel like that sometimes. It feels like, you know, who am I talking to? Is this a performance? Like, what is this? So I realized I was having resistance to filming because I lacked the confidence of speaking as my authentic self just straight to the camera. So I loved this method that Ali mentioned in his book, the alter ego method. And really what the alter ego method is instead of showing up, if you don't feel like the most confident version of yourself right now, that's okay, because you can actually borrow the confidence. And who are you borrowing the confidence from? Well, that's up to you. And he shared an example of Adele, the singer Adele. And everyone knows Adele. She's one of the biggest pop sensations in the world. She's an icon, right? And you would think that she always loved performing. She loves singing on stages. She loves having a big audience. But actually, it's quite the opposite. Adele actually admitted to having major stage fright, to the point where she was really unable to get herself to actually go in front of huge crowds and sing on stage. So what Adele did was she actually opened herself up to channel the energy of Beyonce. Because of course, Queen Bee, she's a queen. She goes on stage. She's like, I know who the F I am. I'm in my power and I'm going to show up in this energy and just be like, it's like you turn on this persona. And so I loved this so much. So what Adele did, she went on stage and she like snapped her finger and she's like, in this moment, I am channeling Beyonce. Okay, what would it look like if you were going through your day-to-day life channeled as Beyonce? Like, I am just, what do you mean? I'm Queen Bee. Like, you just turned it on. And your idol might be different. Like for me, for example, Beyonce is not necessarily like my idol of who I'm channeling in my work, but I have other role models that I'm looking up to and who I would like to emulate. Okay, and this kind of takes me a little bit of a step further beyond this, because once you have someone locked in, and it might be a few people, for me, it's a few people where I'm like, I really like how this person, you know, does this in this way, and maybe this influencer, she brings in this, you know, concept, and I love that, and this person's like fully herself, like she is the fullest expression of herself, and I admire that. I really respect people who are just themselves. They don't give a shit about anyone, anything. They are just authentically them. They share what's on their mind. I admire that quality. I admire this quality in this person that's like confidence, or that's like speaks with conviction, or whatever it is. You take the character traits from all the different people that you admire and you create your own alter ego, your own persona. So me, for example, my persona is Rahosa. So it's like when I come down and I come to sit here to film, to turn it on, I'm not turning on necessarily like Beyonce or like one specific person, but all the characteristics and qualities that I love in all of these different influencers in the persona that I have created to be Rahosa. So Rahosa, it is me, it's a part of me, but I'm turning on this aspect of myself that is just the most confident version of myself, the highest version of myself, period. And something else that he said in the book, to ask yourself if you're feeling unconfident in something, or if you are afraid of doing something, or just putting one foot in front of the other, is to ask yourself, what would it look like if I was the most confident version of myself? Because even just simply asking the question, it makes your mind actually be able to go there, to actually say like, if I was the most confident version of myself, I would sit my butt down and start recording and not think too much about it. I would do, you know, XYZ actions. It's like, it makes you think in this new way, right? Like for a moment, you're able to tap into someone else's psyche, or like your higher self's psyche, but you have to ask yourself the question to even be able to turn it on. And I know there's different like NLP techniques and there's different things you can do. Like I might be butchering this, but what I personally do is I will literally just snap my fingers and say like, okay, I'm turning the confidence on, like Rahosa mode on, you know, like confident version of myself. Let's freaking go. Like I'm just entering into this new energy of myself, because we all have these different aspects of ourselves. Every single one of us, we have different ways that we present ourselves, show ourselves up based on how we're feeling. And like even myself, I have a YouTube channel, so sometimes I'll have that voice in my head that's like, girl, you need to show up consistently, like your energy needs to be consistent all the time. And then I have the other side of me that's like, but that's like completely against my brand and who I am. Like, I like to just flow. I like to be myself. I like to and I'm always changing. So who I am is always changing. My energies on day-to-day basis is always changing, especially as a woman. You know, I think women, a lot of the times, we have a hard time coming to terms with the fact that we are a different person at different times of the month, like straight up. Hormonally and everything, like our energy levels are just different. Naturally, as a byproduct of the ebbs and flows of life, you feel different at different points of your life. I may be feeling more energized now than I would at another point of the month. I may be thinking or feeling something different about a lesson I've learned now than at other times of the month. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this, but it's coming through, so it's coming through. My point though is that we all play roles. We all have different energy levels at different times. And one of my mottos and philosophies is that we can shift our state at any time. That's literally why I wrote the book called Becoming a State Shifter. It's the idea that why are we expecting ourselves to remain stagnant, remain the same throughout our entire life? We are state shifting beings. We are constantly evolving, learning, growing, becoming new evolutions of ourselves. And the goal should be to ultimately always be evolving, growing, and shifting to higher states of our own self, our own consciousness, etc. So because we're always shifting our role, why not be able to choose the role that we're tuning into? And I urge you to try this yourself as well. The next time you're going into a situation that's like a little scary, or you're afraid, like maybe you have an interview coming up, maybe you have some meeting with an old friend, like I don't know what it is for you, only you know like what's coming up for you, what you want to be confident for. What did you click on this video for, right? What do you want to be confident for? And then from there, asking yourself, what would the most confident version of me, how would she go about this or he go about this? What would they do? If I was the most confident version of myself, what would this look like, right? And then also to go a step further, tuning into a character or a person or a celebrity or a public figure that you look up to, how would they act in this situation? It might even be a person you know too. If there's like someone's energy that you're like, wow, this person is just so magnetic. People just radiate to this person. They just talk to this person. Like you just are observing that someone else has this kind of radiant energy. You can embody their energy as well. It's really just like borrowing somebody else's psyche to tune into your own higher self level of confidence, because confidence really is a practice. And people will say, you know, just fake it till you make it. But how can you fake it till you make it? By embodying, feeling as though you are already this icon, this person that you look up to. Like that is in you. If you can embody it, that means that it is inside of you as well. Okay. And then even further than that, once you got this down, once you know how to embody the emotions, the feelings, the characteristics of a person that you admire, you can take it a step further by cultivating your own persona, your own alter ego that you can name for yourself. Like maybe you want to name her Brittany. For me, I'm naming her Rahosa, because to me that Rahosa is my higher self. Rahosa is the character that I'm showing up as and that I want to emulate, and I want to, you know, I look up to Rahosa. Even like sometimes I watch back my videos and I'm like, is that me? Like I don't know who that is. You know what I mean? But it's like I'm embodying this role, this teacher role. And like I said, we all play roles. Maybe in your day-to-day life, you're more of a student role, but if you want to be the teacher, you need to embody that teacher energy. And how do you do that? Borrow it. If you don't have it yet, borrow it. That will get you there. You can turn the switch on just like that and be able to embody your highest self, the highest version of yourself. Okay. I love getting these little nuggets of inspiration and like anything that helps me. I just want to start sharing it more, even casually with you guys, because just, you know, little personal side note here is I want to show up on my channel just like straight up anything I want to share. Like I don't want to be limited to only talking about one specific thing that I think does well, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'll backtrack in a little bit. The reason that I say to now cultivate your own self alter ego is because when you're borrowing an alter ego from, like, let's say Adele or Beyonce, you're borrowing it from somebody else. That is great for beginners because you're like dipping your toes into the confidence world. You're really able to like channel and like cultivate this level of confidence on their level. But if you want to be a person of influence and you want to be influential and you want to really make your mark and stand up as yourself, then the next level of that is creating a unique, one-of-a-kind alter ego identity for yourself. If you look at any really successful person, they likely have a lot of qualities and attributes that are unique to them, right? It's like when there's someone very popular, influential, it's not because they're a cookie cutter version of everyone else. It's because they are uniquely themselves. There is something about them that you can pinpoint and say, yeah, there's something different about them. I don't know. Maybe I can't put it into words. Maybe it's an energetic thing, but their energy is one of a kind. And that is the energy we want to really cultivate, this sense of like, I know who I am. I'm different than other people, and that's okay. I own that. I am that. And stepping into this like higher version of yourself allows you to be in this energy of like, my uniqueness, my one-of-a-kind personality, not just, Adele's personality or, I love Leora Alexandra, for example. I love so many qualities about her, but I'm not her. I'm not going to try to be her. I'm not going to, I take what I love about her. We begin to create and cultivate and carefully craft this perfect, not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I mean, we're all perfect, but you know what I mean. This version of ourselves that we just love, admire, and who we want to be ultimately. And this is really what manifestation is, right? It's that creation of who you are. You get to decide, you get to create a version of yourself that has never existed before. And that is damn cool. Okay, so this is the little nugget of wisdom that I wanted to bring to you today. I hope that it is incredibly valuable to you on your journey, that it's just a little, something you can keep in your toolbox, right? Something you can just pull out if you feel like you need that confidence boost. You want to embody someone that you admire. This is a great tool, okay? Let me know if you've ever used this before, if you plan to use it, what situation is coming up for you that you feel like you could use this for. I'd love to hear it. I love reading your comments. As always, if you watch this video to the end, I want you to leave me a flower emoji as we enter the summer season, of course. All right, so love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Mwah.